Hello and welcome everyone to the Avatar Universe website. In this video, I'll be doing a very brief review on The Last Airbender. The real life movie adaptation, of course, made by M. Night Shyamalan. Now, I want to say right off the bat that this was a major disappointment for me. I mean, I've watched all the cartoons, I'm a big fan of Avatar The Legend of Aang. I was expecting, a really good movie because Shyamalan had a lot to work with. I mean, there were a lot of things he could have utilized from the cartoon and added it into the movie. Unfortunately, he didn't do that, and it turned out 130 minutes of boredom. There was no humor, the acting was poor, the story was horrendous, and the dialogue. Let's examine all these points in detail. The humor. I mean, that's what made the cartoon good, the humour. Every corner, you had a joke. Every corner, something happened that made you laugh. Even if it was every episode or every disc. Something happened that, made you say, that made you chuckle, that made you say, what a good series this is, That made you smile. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, for Shyamalan's real life movie adaptation, there is zero humor, and I'm not exaggerating when I say zero. No, there is actually zero humor. The actors look like they haven't slept for 1 week, and that they're having a staring competition with the camera. There is absolutely no humor, and it's not just that. There has been no attempt to put humor in this. No attempt. I mean, one must ask, what was Shyamalan thinking? I mean, even if you didn't watch, the cartoon series, every movie has some kind of humor in it. But for some reason, this one didn't. And that made for some really awkward, unbalanced, and simply boring scenes that just felt very plain and made the movie a whole lot more unenjoyable. So let's move on to the acting. Look, I'm not necessarily blaming this on the actors, okay? It could have been the bad script, but the acting was not too good. First of all, the expressions. The characters used very plain, boring, unbelievable. Like, when I say unbelievable, I mean, like, it's like when they say their script, they don't believe what they say. If they don't believe if an actor does not believe what they are saying, does not act like they believe what they are saying, does not talk their script, does not read out their script, does not play out their script without putting in that extra emotion. I ask, how is the audience supposed to believe what you're saying? How is the audience supposed to enjoy what you're saying? Some dialogues got so ridiculous that they were like talking robots. So one must wonder, what was there any rehearsal beforehand? Did Shyamalan ever think, should I let these guys use a bit of emotion when they speak? Or should I let them speak like robots? Nah, let them speak like robots. Because I don't know, I think that's what Shyamalan did. Because honestly, they were like robots. If you want audiences to like your acting, you have to believe in your own acting. And that's something, if there will be a sequel, that Shyamalan really has to work on. Now, another thing I thought wasn't up to scratch was the story. Now, the cartoon, Earth, had about 5 discs, each one 5 episodes. That's over 600 minutes. Now, first of all, one must wonder, how do you fit 600 minutes into about a 2-hour movie? Because this is what Shyamalan did. I mean, okay, you're going to have to cut things out, but will you be able to do it? Will you be able to create a movie that will match or come close to the excellence that was observed from the Avatar Legend of Aang series? I mean, if the answer is no, why not extend it? It's not like Shyamalan was in a rush. Or was he? Because if he was in a rush, that's a big mistake on his part. Anyway, the real life movie adaptation was just void of any interesting event in the middle. It just felt like a merry-go-round. There was nothing interesting that happened. I'm not talking about the end, and I'm not talking about the beginning. I'm not talking about the siege. I'm talking about the middle. The middle is when the good stuff's supposed to come in. You know, your events, some kind of twist, some kind of plot, but nothing that really caught your eye happened. You know, I know Aang was captured, but honestly, he was freed so quickly that it didn't even matter. This is the thing. Shyamalan had a lot of opportunities, but he never elaborated. He never thought outside of the box. Very simple. He had a problem, he had a solution, that's it. He never thought to expand on it. Because believe me, with the thing he had to work with all the good things that happened in The Legend of Aang, the cartoon, he could have utilized so many things from that cartoon series, but he didn't. And when he did, he ruined it, because he just cut it so short without elaborating. So, in conclusion, I think this was a major disappointment and a major scar on the original cartoon series, which was a fantastic series. The Last Airbender, the Shyamalan's one, did pull out a revenue of $320 million, which is quite a significant amount, but that's only because the cartoon series was such a success and a lot of people wanted to see it. So I know a lot of people have been disappointed with The Last Airbender. There's proof actually. It was rated 4.9 out of 10 on the IMDb and 6% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is quite embarrassing. And yeah, that's my opinion. I was very disappointed, and I hope that there will be an improvement if there is a sequel. Thank you very much. This is your host, you could say, reviewer. I hope you enjoyed the review, and see you all later.